Your last words still echo, don't they? You've replayed them so many times, hoping the ending might change. But it won't, because some people aren't sorry. Some people never will be. You can't heal someone who loves the control your pain gives them. So stop trying. Walking away isn't surrender. It's strength. It's the beginning of peace. And today, we start learning how to let go before the hurt eats you alive. Chapter 1. Face the brutal truth. Love can hurt more than heal. Love is not always kind. It can be sharp. It can cut deeper than you expect. Sometimes the person you thought would hold your heart gently ends up holding it like a weapon. You have to see that. You have to face it. Because if you don't, love will destroy you from the inside out. This isn't about blame. It's about truth. And the truth is, love can hurt more than it heals. Think about those moments when your heart didn't feel safe, when their words weren't soft whispers, but sharp knives slicing through your confidence and your peace, when their actions felt like betrayals, not because they planned to hurt you, but because their love was tangled up in control, neglect, or disrespect. You remember. Don't pretend you don't. You have to remember because that memory is a warning sign. It's your body telling you something is wrong. Love isn't supposed to feel like walking on broken glass. It's not supposed to leave you bruised, confused, or doubting your worth. If it does, you're not losing your mind. You're recognizing a painful reality. Love can be toxic. It can be a mask for hurt. And you deserve to know this. You deserve to see the damage before it's too late. Stop romanticizing pain. That's one of the hardest things to do. Society tells us that love means sacrifice, that love means suffering. But suffering is not love. Hurt is not love. When you tell yourself that the pain means something beautiful, you're lying to yourself. You're trapping yourself in a cycle that will never bring you peace. You have to stop waiting for closure that might never come. They already showed you who they are. You don't need their apology to heal. Accepting that love can hurt is not giving up on love. It's protecting your heart. It's setting boundaries. It's saying, I deserve better than this. You have to make that promise to yourself, because no one else will do it for you. You can't fix someone else's love. You can only fix your own relationship with it. Look back at those moments that didn't feel right, when their affection came with conditions, when their love felt like a game you were losing, when you were left questioning your reality and your sanity. That's not love. That's control. That's manipulation disguised as care. And you have to recognize it. You have to see it clearly. You might think, but I love them. Doesn't that mean something? Yes, it means something. But love alone is not enough. Love doesn't erase the damage. It doesn't heal the wounds if it keeps opening new ones. Love is supposed to be a refuge, not a battlefield. If you're constantly fighting to be seen, heard, and respected, you're not in love. You're in a struggle for survival. You have to stop making excuses for their behavior. They didn't mean it. They were just stressed. They love me in their own way. These thoughts keep you stuck. They keep you hoping for a version of love that doesn't exist in your relationship. You have to stop. You have to start telling yourself the truth. Love doesn't hurt like this. Love doesn't make you feel small or worthless. The first step to healing is acknowledging the pain, not pushing it away, not pretending you're okay. You have to sit with it, feel it, cry if you need to, but don't get lost in it. Because once you see the damage clearly, you can start to protect yourself from it. You can start to set boundaries that honor your worth. You don't have to wait for them to change. They might never change. You don't have to wait for their love to become something safe and kind. You have to create safety for yourself. You have to build your own walls, not to keep love out, but to keep the pain out, to keep your heart intact. When love has hurt you, it's easy to believe you are broken. But you are not broken. Your heart is bruised, yes, but it's still beating. It's still capable of love. You just have to be fiercely protective of it now. Fierce, like a warrior guarding something precious. Because your heart is precious, and it deserves protection. Stop hoping for the love that could have been. Stop chasing the person they might become. That's a ghost you can't catch. You have to let go. You have to stop waiting for the apology that never comes. You have to stop believing that love means suffering in silence. Instead, start demanding respect. Demand kindness. Demand honesty. Demand love that feels safe. Love that lifts you up instead of tearing you down. This isn't about being perfect or finding a flawless partner. It's about finding someone who chooses you with care, not cruelty. Someone whose words don't wound and whose actions don't betray. You have to be your own protector now. You have to be your own champion. Because this isn't about them anymore. It's about you. It's about your healing, your peace, your future. The hardest part is facing the brutal truth that love can hurt. But it's also the most freeing part. Because once you see the pain clearly, you can decide what to do next. You can choose to stay in the hurt, or you can choose to step away from it. You don't have to carry this pain forever. You don't have to let it define you. You can walk away. You can build a life where love doesn't hurt, where love is a safe place to land, not a war zone. You have to stop chasing ghosts. Stop chasing what's already dead, because holding on to pain won't bring you back to love. It will only keep you trapped in hurt. This journey is about detaching before love destroys you, about seeing the damage so you can heal, about demanding respect so you can move forward. You have to let go. You have to stop waiting for closure. They already showed you who they are. This isn't about them anymore. It's about you. Your heart deserves safety. Your soul deserves peace. And that's why the next step is clear. Stop chasing ghosts. Let go of what's already dead. Because your healing starts the moment you stop running after pain. Chapter 2. Stop chasing ghosts. Let go of what's already dead. You have to let go. Holding on to what used to be is like clutching a ghost intangible, fading, and always just out of reach. The past is dead. It's not coming back. No matter how tightly you squeeze those memories, how often you replay the good times like a lifeline, it won't change the truth. You're not chasing love anymore. You're chasing a shadow. And every second you spend chasing that shadow, you steal from your future. It's painful, yes. You're allowed to feel that pain. But clinging to the past is a slow kind of suicide for your heart. It kills your chance to heal. It kills your chance to grow. You're not just stuck in time, you are trapped in a cage made of your own longing. Stop waiting for closure. They already showed you who they are. You don't need their apology to heal. You don't need their return to move on. Remember the empty promises. The ones that sounded sweet, but vanished the moment you needed them most. Remember the faded texts that once made your heart race, but now barely flicker with meaning. Remember the silence of silence that screamed louder than any words ever could. That silence was your answer. Not a pause, not a break, a full stop. It was the loudest no you've ever heard. And still, you reach out, hoping that silence will suddenly turn into a conversation again. It won't. You have to stop chasing ghosts. Stop hoping for what's already dead. It's brutal, but it's necessary. Letting go is not forgetting. It's not erasing your story. It's making peace with the fact that the story has changed. That chapter is closed, and you are still here you live, breathing, capable of writing new chapters. Detach with intention. This is not about pretending the past didn't hurt. It's about acknowledging the pain and deciding you won't let it control your life anymore. Detachment is a practice. It's a daily decision to step back from the emotional chaos, to stop letting your thoughts spiral into what-ifs and why-nots, to stop letting your heart's compass spin wildly in search of a love that's no longer pointing to you. Start by recognizing the difference between love and longing. Love nourishes the soul, longing starves it. Love feels like home, longing feels like a prison. When you find yourself stuck in the loop of memories, ask yourself, is this love, or is this just my mind holding onto a fantasy? Is this nourishing me or draining me? Be brutally honest. You owe yourself that much. Then create space. Space from the memories, from the reminders, from the places and things that keep you tethered to the ghost. Delete the old messages. Unfollow the social media accounts that make your heart ache. Avoid the places you used to go together if it means you can't breathe freely there. This isn't about being petty or cold. It's about protecting your heart so it can heal. You have to make peace with the past to step forward without looking back. That means forgiving not for them, but for you. Forgiving doesn't mean accepting what happened or excusing the pain. It means releasing the hold it has on your life. Forgiving is saying, I'm done letting this hurt define me. It's a gift you give yourself, even if they never ask for it. You don't need to understand why they left or why they hurt you. You only need to understand that holding on won't fix it. It won't bring back the person who promised they'd stay. It won't bring back the moments that felt like forever. They are gone, and you deserve to be free. When the nights feel endless and your heart feels shattered, remind yourself, this isn't about them anymore. This is about you, your healing, your future, your peace. You have to let go because holding on is stealing from your tomorrow. You deserve a tomorrow that's not haunted by what once was, but is no longer. Stop telling yourself stories where they come back. Stop imagining conversations where they explain, apologize, or change. Those stories are traps. They keep you stuck. They keep you small. You are bigger than the pain they caused. You are stronger than the silence they left behind. It's okay to mourn what's lost. It's okay to grieve the dreams that died. But don't live in that grief. Don't build a life around it. Grief is a visitor, not a roommate. Let it visit, then let it leave. Start building your life with intention. Fill your days with things that remind you of your worth. Surround yourself with people who see your light, even when you can't. Do things that nourish your soul. Read, write, walk, dance, create. Let your heart find joy in small moments again. Joy that doesn't depend on someone else's presence or approval. You'll have setbacks. You'll think about them when you least expect it. That's normal. Healing isn't linear. It's a messy, twisting journey. But every time you choose to let go again, every time you decide not to chase the ghost, you're reclaiming your power. You have to detach with intention, because only then can you stop being a prisoner of your own heartache. Only then can you reclaim your story and start writing new chapters filled with hope, strength, and love for yourself, first and foremost. Remember, holding on to memories won't bring them back. It only keeps you chained. You don't need to carry the weight of what's already dead. You deserve to feel alive again. You deserve freedom from the past. This isn't about forgetting. It's about releasing. Releasing the grip that suffocates your spirit. Releasing the illusion that things could have been different if only you held on tighter. You have to let go because your future depends on it. You cannot build what's next on the ruins of what's gone. You need to clear the space, clean the wounds, and step forward unburdened. Stop chasing ghosts. Stop hoping for a love that's no longer here. It's time to make peace with the past so you can finally move forward. This is your moment. This is your life. And it's waiting for you to show up fully whole, healed, and ready. As you prepare to face the next step in your healing journey, remember that recognizing your role in your heartbreak isn't about blame. It's about owning your broken pieces so you can rebuild stronger. That's where true freedom begins. Chapter 3. Recognize your role. Own your broken pieces. Heartbreak isn't just about what they did to you. It's about what you allowed. This is hard to say, I know. But if you want to heal, you have to face it. You have to own your part without blame, without shame. This isn't about guilt or beating yourself up. It's about truth. You have to look in the mirror and see the broken pieces you carried into that love. The pieces you handed over without knowing you were giving away your power. You loved them fiercely, maybe even unconditionally. And that's where the line blurred. When love becomes unconditional in unhealthy ways, it stops being love. It becomes a trap. A silent agreement that you'll take whatever comes. You taught them how to treat you, not because you wanted to, but because you didn't set the limits. You didn't say no enough. You didn't protect your own heart. You believed love meant enduring the pain, the disrespect, the neglect. That's where the damage started. Now pause. Don't rush this. Don't push it away because it hurts. This is the moment where healing begins. When you stop being a victim and start being the author of your story. You have to reclaim your narrative. Say it out loud. I allowed this. I'll change that. You might think, but they hurt me first. Yes, they did. But pain is only part of the story. Your response shaped the rest. You chose to stay. You chose to forgive too quickly. You chose to believe their promises when their actions told another truth. This is not about self-blame. It's about self-awareness. When you recognize your role, you gain power. Power to change how you love going forward. Power to protect yourself. Look back and identify the patterns. Where did your love become unconditional in ways that hurt you? Maybe you ignored red flags because you wanted to see the good. Maybe you excused their bad behavior because you thought love meant sacrifice. Maybe you stayed silent when your needs were ignored. Maybe you gave too much, hoping it would fix things. These are common traps. But now, you see them clearly. And that clarity is strength. You need to stop thinking that love is always supposed to feel like pain. Stop waiting for someone else to fix what's broken inside you. Stop hoping their apology will heal your wounds. They already showed you who they are. You don't need their validation. You only need your own. This isn't easy. Owning your broken pieces means feeling vulnerable. It means confronting your own mistakes and how you contributed to the cycle. But it also means you're no longer powerless. You're no longer a passive player in a story written by someone else. You're the writer now. You hold the pen. Begin with small steps. When you catch yourself excusing bad behavior, stop. Ask, what am I allowing here? When you feel that pull to forgive too soon, pause. Remember that forgiveness is for you, not for them. When you notice patterns of unconditional love that hurt you, say, I deserve better. Repeat it until it sinks into your bones. Healing is messy. It's not a straight line. You'll slip back into old habits. You'll doubt yourself. keep coming back to this truth. You have the power to change how you love. You can build new boundaries. You can say no without guilt. You can demand respect. You are worthy of love that lifts you up, not tears you down. This awareness is your weapon. Use it to fight the lies you told yourself. The lies that said your worth depended on their love. The lies that said you had to be enough for two, even when they were empty. The lies that said you had to endure pain to prove you cared. Now rewrite those lies. Your worth is not tied to their approval. Your value is not measured by how much hurt you can take. You are whole, even broken. You are enough, even when you feel lost. Don't rush to find someone new. Don't try to numb the pain with distractions or quick fixes. Sit with your broken pieces. Feel them. Understand them. This pain is a teacher, not a punishment. It's showing you what you need to heal, what you need to protect, what you need to never allow again. You are not broken beyond repair. You are simply human. You gave love in the only way you knew how. Now, it's time to learn a new way. A way that honors your heart. A way that says, I will not be destroyed by love. I will be strengthened by it. Remember, this isn't about them anymore. It's about you, your healing, your growth, your future. When you own your broken pieces, you take the first step out of the darkness. You stop waiting for closure from someone who never gave it. You stop chasing ghosts that keep pulling you back. You begin to build a foundation for something better, something real, something safe. This is the turning point. The moment you decide to stop being a victim, to stop letting love break you. Instead, you let it teach you. You let it shape you into someone wiser, stronger, and more whole. The next step is clear. You need to cut the toxic ties. Boundaries aren't optional. They are essential. Without them, you risk falling back into the same patterns, the same pain. So hold on to this truth tightly. Healing begins when you own your role, when you stop blaming and start learning, when you stop being a passenger and take the wheel. You have the power. Use it. Your story is yours to write. And this time, you write it for you. Chapter 4. Cut the toxic ties. Boundaries aren't optional. Toxic love thrives in the space where lines blur and second chances multiply without end. It feeds on your hesitation, your hope, your unwillingness to close the door completely. Without boundaries, you're not just vulnerable, you're handing over your power willingly. You keep the door open, waiting for a knock that may never come. You answer texts at odd hours, replay old conversations in your mind, and scroll through their social media like a ghost hunter searching for signs of life. This isn't just exhaustion, it's surrender. You have to cut the toxic ties. No more calls, no more texts, no more stalking their life through a screen. It's not petty or dramatous, it's necessary. Your space is sacred. You need to protect it like your life depends on it, because it does. When you don't, you invite chaos back in. You invite the same pain, the same disappointment, the same cycle of hope and heartbreak. Boundaries are not optional. They are your shield. Remember, boundaries aren't walls built to keep people out. They are fences you put up to keep yourself safe. They communicate one simple truth. I respect myself enough to say no, to say enough, to say, this is where I draw the line. When you don't set limits, you tell people it's okay to cross them. You teach them how to treat you by what you tolerate. It's not about control, it's about self-respect. When love turns toxic, boundaries become your lifeline. You might think, but what if I'm being too harsh? What if they don't understand? That's the point. They don't have to understand. This isn't about explaining yourself to them anymore. You don't need their permission to protect your heart. You don't need their apology to heal. This isn't about them anymore, it's about you. Your peace, your sanity, your survival. Cutting ties means silence. It means no more just one last time conversations. It means deleting their number, muting their messages, unfollowing, blocking whatever it takes. Yes, it's hard. Yes, it feels like you're giving up on something you once believed in. But you're not giving up. You're choosing yourself. You're choosing to stop chasing ghosts and start living again. When you stop answering their calls, you start answering your own needs. When you refuse to check their social media, you create space to breathe. When you say no to their drama, you say yes to your peace. This is the tough love you owe yourself, love that says, I am worthy of respect. I am worthy of peace. I am worthy of love that doesn't hurt. It's okay to grieve the loss of what you thought love was. It's okay to feel shattered and angry and lonely. But you can't do that while clutching the phone, waiting for a text that won't come. You can't heal if you keep reopening the wound every time they reach out. Boundaries close the door on the past so you can step forward into your future. You might find yourself justifying the breaks in your boundaries. One message can't hurt. Maybe they're really sorry this time. I can handle it. But you already know how this story ends. They already showed you who they are. You have to let go of the hope that the next time will be different. It won't. Not unless you change the rules of the game, which means setting limits and sticking to them. Boundaries teach others how to treat you. They are a declaration of your worth. If you don't respect yourself enough to say no, why would anyone else? This is the first step toward reclaiming your power. It's not easy. It's not comfortable. But it's necessary. Without boundaries, you remain trapped in a cycle that drains you dry. You might worry about loneliness or regret. You might fear that setting boundaries means losing the one person who ever made you feel seen. But what you lose is the illusion of love that hurts more than it heals. What you gain is freedom. Freedom to rediscover who you are beneath the pain. Freedom to build a life where love doesn't cut you open, it fills you up. Stop waiting for closure. It's not coming from them. It's something you have to create for yourself. Closure begins when you stop letting toxic love control your thoughts and your actions. Closure begins when you say no more. No more calls. No more texts. No more watching from the sidelines as they live their life without you. Your boundaries are acts of courage. They are the hardest yes you'll ever say to yourself. They say, I matter. I am not disposable. I will not be a ghost in someone else's life. This is your moment to stop being the victim of blurred lines and endless second chances. Set your limits with clarity and conviction. Protect your space as if your heart depends on it, because it does. You deserve love that respects your boundaries and honors your worth. Anything less is a poison you don't have to swallow. This is not about making them pay. This is not about revenge or punishment. This is about reclaiming your life and your power. Boundaries are the bridge from heartbreak to healing. They mark the point where you stop surviving and start living again. You don't need their apology to heal. You don't need their permission to move on. This isn't about them anymore, it's about you. About finding peace in the silence you create when you cut the toxic ties. You have to let go. You have to stop waiting for closure. They already showed you who they are. Now it's time to show yourself who you are, worthy of respect, peace, and love that doesn't destroy. Feel the pain, don't numb it. Healing demands honesty. Chapter 5. Feel the pain, don't numb it. Healing demands honesty. You can't outrun pain. No matter how fast you move or how hard you try to distract yourself, it's still there. Underneath everything, the hurt waits. It waits for you to stop running, to stop numbing, to face it. Running from your feelings only buries the pain deeper. It doesn't erase it. It doesn't make it disappear. It just pushes it down where it festers. You might think you're protecting yourself by avoiding the hurt, but all you're doing is building walls around it. Walls that keep healing out. You need to sit with the hurt, raw and unfiltered. Let it live in the open. Let it breathe. This feels terrifying. I know. Sitting with pain feels like sinking, like drowning in something dark and heavy. But it's necessary. It's the only way to come up for air later. It's the only way to find your breath again. You have to meet the pain head on. No shortcuts. No detours. Crying isn't weakness. It's a release valve. It's the body's way of telling your brain, enough. I can't hold this in anymore. So cry. Let the tears fall. Don't hold back. Don't apologize for your tears. If you need to scream, scream. Find a pillow. Find a wall. Yell into the night if you have to. Let the chaos inside you out. Write it down if you can. Pour your heart onto paper. Spill every feeling. The anger, the sadness, the confusion, the betrayal, the loneliness. Writing doesn't judge. It doesn't interrupt. It just listens. When your heart is too loud and your mind too messy, writing becomes your voice. It becomes your anchor. You have to express the storm inside you so the calm can come. You can't skip this step. Healing demands honesty. Not just with others, but with yourself. This isn't about putting on a brave face or pretending you're okay. It's about being brutally honest with what you feel. Admit the pain. Name it. Own it. Pain isn't your enemy. It's your heart's way of cleaning house. It's the soil where healing grows. When you let yourself feel the hurt, you make space for something new, something better. When you face the truth about what you lost, you start to understand what you need. You start to see what you deserve. Don't be afraid of pain. Don't push it away because it's uncomfortable. Pain is fierce, but it's also a guide. It points you toward the broken places inside you that need attention. It shows you where the wounds are still open. And that's where healing begins. You might think that feeling all this hurt means you're weak or broken beyond repair. That's a lie. Feeling pain doesn't make you fragile. It makes you human. It means you love deeply and that you're brave enough to face the fallout. That's strength. Real strength. Remember, you don't have to pretend you're fine or put on a mask for anyone. You don't owe explanations for what you feel or how long it takes to heal. Healing isn't linear. Some days will be harder than others. That's okay. Keep showing up for yourself anyway. Keep sitting with the pain until it softens, until it starts to make sense. Stop thinking you have to get over it quickly. Stop chasing a timeline that doesn't exist. Healing isn't about forgetting or moving on as fast as possible. It's about feeling everything fully so you can move forward honestly. You don't need their apology to heal. You don't need closure from them. This isn't about them anymore. It's about you. When you let the pain out, you take power back. You stop giving it to the memory of someone who hurt you. You stop letting the past dictate your present. You create space inside yourself to grow again, to breathe again, to be whole again. If you find yourself reaching for distractions, TV, alcohol, scrolling endlessly on your phone, pause. Ask yourself what you're really avoiding. Chances are it's the pain. But that pain isn't going anywhere until you face it. You have to let it run its course. Let it burn through you like fire. So what's left is cleaner, stronger. You might feel like you're stuck in this pain forever. Like the rawness will never dull. But it will. It has to. Only when you've let yourself feel the full weight of the heartbreak will the edges start to round off. The sharpness will fade. You'll begin to recognize the lessons in the pain, the growth, the clarity. You are not your pain. You are not your heartbreak. But you can't separate yourself from it until you feel it honestly. Until you stop trying to numb it or pretend it's not there. The truth will set you free, but only if you're willing to face it. This is hard work. It's the kind of work that keeps you awake at 2 a.m., questioning everything. But it's the work that saves you. That frees you from the cycle of toxic love. That allows you to reclaim your life. You have to let go of the idea that healing means no more hurt. Healing means feeling the hurt fully and then choosing to keep going anyway. It means sitting in the fire, not running from it. It means trusting that the pain will pass and that you will survive it. Every tear you shed, every scream you release, every word you write to yourself is a step toward healing. You're not just surviving this heartbreak. You're learning how to live through it, how to come out the other side. This isn't a race. It's a process. And it's okay to move at your own pace. You don't have to be fixed by anyone else's timeline. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. This is your journey, and it starts with honesty. Honest feelings are the soil where healing grows. When you stop fighting your emotions, you stop fighting yourself. You start to listen. You start to understand. You start to heal. So let the pain be your guide. Let it show you what needs to be released. Let it teach you how to hold space for yourself. This is how you reclaim your power. This is how you build a foundation strong enough to stand on when the next chapter of your life begins. You don't have to numb the pain to survive. You can feel it. You can sit with it. You can let it move through you. When you do, you'll find that you're not broken beyond repair. You're simply in the process of becoming whole again. And that whole begins with one thing: honesty. Honest with your pain. Honest with your heart. Honest with yourself. Now that you've allowed the pain to be seen and heard, it's time to take the next step. The next step is about reclaiming your identity, because you are more than their reflection. You are more than the scars they left behind. This journey is yours. Own it, face it, feel it, heal it, and then reclaim who you are. Chapter 6. Reclaim your identity. You are more than their reflection. Lost yourself somewhere between the promises and the pain. You gave more than you had. You bent and broke trying to fit into a mold that wasn't made for you. They never really saw you, not the real you, the one beneath the smiles or the silence. And that's the cruelest irony of toxic love. It asks you to vanish, to dim your light, to shrink until you're nothing but their reflection. But you are not a shadow. You are not a mirror. You are a whole person who has been waiting under the rubble to be found again. It's time to stop searching for yourself in their eyes. They have no map to who you are. You lost yourself in loving someone who never truly saw you. Now, it's time to find who you are without them. Imagine peeling away all the layers you wore for them, the words you didn't say, the dreams you buried, the laughter you muted. Imagine looking in the mirror and seeing a stranger who is also your own salvation. That stranger is you. The you that's been waiting patiently to come back. Stop thinking about what they thought of you. Stop trying to earn their approval like it's the only currency for your worth. It's not. Your value isn't tied to their approval. It never was. You have to remind yourself of this every single day until it sinks into your bones. You are enough without their validation. You are enough without their love. This isn't about them anymore. It's about you. Go back to what made your heart beat faster before they took up all the space. Dig out those old passions, hobbies, and dreams that had nothing to do with them. Maybe it was painting, or writing, or riding your bike through the quiet streets at dawn. Maybe it was the books you loved, the songs that made you cry, or the places you wanted to see. Reconnect with those parts of yourself that thrived long before they ever walked into your life. This is how you reclaim your identity, one small, deliberate act at a time. It's okay if some of those passions feel rusty or forgotten. You are not starting over, you are coming home. You don't need to be perfect at these things. You don't need anyone's permission to try again. This rebuilding is your rebellion against the heartbreak. It's your middle finger raised to the part of your story that tried to erase you. Be unapologetically you, flaws, scars, and all. Your scars tell the story of survival, not failure. Remember when you were whole? You'll get there again. Maybe it won't look exactly the same, and maybe that's a good thing. Sometimes, the broken pieces fit together in new ways, creating a mosaic more beautiful than the original. You don't have to rush. Healing is not a race. It's a slow, stubborn reclaiming of your soul. Stop waiting for closure. They already showed you who they are. You don't need their apology to heal. You don't need their explanation. You need to take back the narrative. You need to be the author of your own story, not a character in someone else's tragedy. Say it out loud if you have to. I am not lost. I am found. Say it again. I am not lost. I am found. Let those words seep into your skin. When you stop seeing yourself through their eyes, you begin to see who you really are. You begin to understand that your identity is not a reflection of their love or their neglect. It's something sacred and unbreakable. It's the sum of your hopes, your fears, your dreams, and your pain. It's everything you've been through and everything you still want to become. This process will be messy. You will feel lost and small sometimes. You will question if you're enough. But that's okay. That's part of being human. Let yourself feel the discomfort. Let yourself stumble. The important part is to keep moving forward. Keep turning the pages of your own story. Keep rediscovering the parts of you that light up without their shadow looming over them. You might find that some days the mirror still shows the reflection of heartbreak. That's normal. Healing isn't about forgetting the pain. It's about learning to live despite it. It's about choosing yourself when the world feels like it's against you. It's about remembering that your worth doesn't shrink because someone else's love was limited. Reclaiming your identity means setting boundaries with yourself too. Stop the self-criticism that says you should have been better, stronger, or harder to hurt. Stop the replaying of every mistake like a broken record. You are not your mistakes. You are not your regrets. You are more than the sum of your past choices. You are a work in progress, worthy of patience and kindness. Start by writing yourself a letter. Not the kind that gets sent, but the kind that holds your hand through the dark. Tell yourself the truth about what you've lost and what you're ready to find. Remind yourself of your strengths. Celebrate the small victorious mornings you got out of bed, the moments you chose peace over chaos, the times you said no to toxic patterns. This letter is a promise to yourself, a promise that you will fight for your own happiness, no matter how long it takes. Surround yourself with reminders of who you are outside of that broken relationship. Photos of friends who love you, books that speak your truth, music that moves your soul. Let these things be anchors when your mind tries to pull you back into old pain. You have to let go of the stories that keep you stuck, the stories where you were nothing without them. Rewrite those stories to reflect your strength, your resilience, your rebirth. You are not just the person they saw. You are the person who survived their absence. You are the person who can love herself fiercely without apology. You are the person who can dream again, hope again, and believe again. This is your time to shine in your own light, unfiltered and raw. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being real. It's about standing in your truth when the world tries to tell you otherwise. It's about owning your scars and your beauty, your pain and your power. It's about saying, I am here. I am whole. I am enough. Remember, building your identity is a rebellion against heartbreak. It's a refusal to be erased. It's a declaration that you will rise, not in spite of your scars, but because of them. The journey won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Because when you finally find yourself again, you'll see that you were never really lost. You were just waiting to be found. As you step into this new chapter of your life, hold onto this truth. You are more than their reflection. You are your own universe, vast and uncontainable. Keep this with you as you prepare to face the next challenge ahead. Because the hardest part of love isn't loving someone else, it's loving yourself enough to walk away. Next, we'll dive into why you need to stop playing the savior in their story. You can't fix them. You can only free yourself. That's where real healing begins. Chapter 7. Stop playing the savior. You can't fix them, only free yourself. Can't fix someone who doesn't want to be fixed. This is not a new truth. It's a hard one, but it's the foundation you need to stand on if you want to stop drowning in someone else's chaos. Trying to change them, it's emotional suicide. You pour your love into a bottomless pit, hoping it will fill, hoping your love will be the cure. But it isn't. Their demons aren't yours to exorcise. No amount of kindness, patience, or sacrifice will turn their toxicity into something safe for you. You have to hear this clearly. Your love is not medicine. It's not a rescue mission. It's not a magic wand. When you insist on being their savior, you lose yourself. You give up your peace. You trade your sanity for a chance at changing someone who has already shown you who they are and who they do not want to be. This is not weakness. This is brutal honesty with yourself. You've tried. You've begged. You've hoped. You've stayed up at night wondering if the next moment will be different. But they remain the same. The patterns don't change unless they choose to change. And if they don't want to change, your efforts are just a slow, painful unraveling of your own soul. That their toxicity is their problem, not yours. This is where your healing begins. When you stop carrying their mess, their drama, their pain, you start to reclaim your own life. Detachment isn't cold or cruel, it's necessary. It's the boundary that protects your heart from shattering into pieces that might never be put back together. Detaching means you refuse to be the emotional sponge, absorbing every drop of their chaos. It means you stop trying to fix what was never broken by you in the first place. Let this sink in. Detaching is the only way to preserve your sanity. It doesn't mean you don't care. It doesn't mean you don't love. It means you love yourself enough to say no to the endless cycle of hurt. You can't wait for them to change. You can't wait for them to become the person you dreamed they would be. Stop waiting for closure that will never come. They have already shown you who they are. This isn't about them anymore. It's about you. It's about your peace. It's about your healing, your recovery, your freedom. You don't need their apology to heal. You don't need their redemption story to find peace. You need to stop playing the savior and start playing the survivor who chooses herself over their brokenness every single time. Focus on your healing, not their redemption. Your peace is the prize. Don't settle for less. This means shifting your attention from them to you. It means spending time with your feelings instead of fighting them. It means learning to sit with your pain instead of running from it. It means rebuilding your identity outside of the role you played in their story. You have to stop thinking that if you love harder, they'll love better. This is a lie that will keep you trapped. You have to stop believing that if you just fix them, your life will be better. It won't. You have to stop hoping that their next apology or promise means something different this time. It doesn't. You have to stop measuring your worth by how much you can give. Your worth is not in their hands. Start doing things differently. Start saying no to the endless emotional labor you've been doing for them. Start setting boundaries that protect your heart. Start carving out space in your life where their toxicity can't reach you. Start filling that space with self-care, with people who lift you up, with activities that remind you who you are beyond the pain. Begin looking at your own wounds with kindness. They matter. Your scars are proof you survived. Your story is valid. You don't have to rewrite their story. You have to rewrite your own. The narrative where you are the hero of your own life, not the victim of their chaos. Stop playing the savior. It's not your job to fix the unfixable. It's your job to free yourself. Free yourself from the chains of hope that bind you to someone who won't change. Free yourself from the exhaustion of trying to rescue a heart that won't be saved. Free yourself from the lie that your love can heal what they refuse to face. You deserve peace. You deserve clarity. You deserve to live without the constant weight of someone else's toxicity dragging you down. You deserve to wake up without dread, without confusion, without the endless questions that never get answered. This isn't about abandoning love. It's about redefining it. Real love isn't self-sacrifice that destroys you. Real love is respect, kindness, and mutual growth. If you don't get that, no matter how much you give, it will always feel empty and painful. You have to choose love that heals you, not love that hurts you. You have to let go. Let go of the fantasy that your love can change someone who doesn't want to change. Let go of the guilt that you feel for stepping away. Let go of the hope that keeps you stuck in their drama. Let go, because holding on is killing you. Your peace is the prize. Your healing is the victory. This isn't about them anymore, it's about you. And when you finally accept that, when you commit to freeing yourself, you start to breathe again. You start to live again. The hardest part is believing you are worthy of that peace after all the pain. But you are. You are worthy of healing. You are worthy of love that doesn't hurt. You are worthy of a life where your heart doesn't bleed for someone who refuses to heal. So stop playing the savior. Start playing the survivor. Focus on your healing, not their redemption. Protect your peace like it's the most precious thing you own, because it is. You don't have to fix them. You only have to free yourself. And with that freedom comes strength. Strength you didn't know you had. Strength forged in pain, in tears, and in the darkest nights when you thought you couldn't go on. Next, you'll learn how to build that strength. How to armor yourself with resilience so you don't fall into the same traps again. How to turn the fire of heartbreak into the steel of survival. Build your armor. Strength is forged in the fire. Chapter 8. Build your armor. Strength is forged in the fire. Heartbreak tears you down. It shreds your sense of self, your trust, your hope. It feels like everything is falling apart. But here's the truth nobody tells you at 2 a.m. this breaking is necessary. It's the furnace where your resilience is forged. You don't just survive the fire, you come out stronger on the other side. This pain isn't punishment. It's preparation. You are being broken down so you can be built back stronger. The cracks you see in yourself are not weaknesses. They're the outlines of your new foundation. You may not believe it now. You may think this pain will swallow you whole. But every tear, every sleepless night, every ache in your chest is shaping you. It's shaping a person who knows their worth better than ever before. A person who can stand taller because they've been tested and refused to fall. Strength is not about avoiding pain. It's not about pretending nothing ever hurt you. Real strength comes from facing your scars head on. Look at them, feel them, own them, wear them like battle wounds. They tell the story of a survivor, of someone who refused to let heartbreak destroy their spirit. You don't get to skip this step. You have to go through it. You have to sit with the rawness and the ache and the confusion. Only then can you begin to build your armor. But building armor isn't just about emotional toughness. It's about creating routines that honor your well-being. You have to guard your energy fiercely. This means saying no to things that drain you. No to people who don't respect your boundaries. No to habits that numb your pain, but don't heal it. You need to fill your days with things that nurture your exercise, that moves your body, and clears your mind. Meditation that centers you when chaos surrounds you. And healthy relationships that remind you you are worthy of love and respect. This is not a luxury. It's survival. You owe it to yourself to create a life where your heart can heal and grow. Don't wait for someone else to fix you. Don't wait for an apology that will never come. This isn't about them anymore, it's about you. You have to let go of the idea that healing is a destination you reach when everything is perfect. Healing is a practice, a daily commitment to yourself. Some days it will feel like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That's okay. Keep moving. Exercise is not punishment. It's a way to reclaim your body, your power. When you move your body, you send a message to your brain that you are alive, that you are in control, that you are fighting back against the pain. Meditation isn't about silencing your thoughts. It's about learning to sit with them without getting swept away. It's about finding that quiet place inside where you can breathe and be present, even when the world feels like it's crashing down. And healthy relationships, those are the lifelines that remind you love doesn't always hurt. They show you what respect and kindness look like. Guard your energy like it's the most precious thing you hate because it is. Toxic love thrived in the space where your energy was scattered and undirected. Now, you get to decide who deserves a seat at your table. You get to decide what kind of love you accept. You get to protect yourself fiercely. This is your power. Claim it. But strength isn't about avoidance. It's about confrontation. You have to face your scars, not hide them. This pain has taught you what you will never tolerate again. It has shown you where your limits are. You don't get to pretend that the wounds aren't there. You don't get to plaster on a smile and pretend everything is fine. You have to meet your pain with honesty. Say it out loud. This hurt me. This broke me. But I am still here. Wear your scars like armor, not chains. Let them remind you of what you survived. Let them remind you that you are not the same person who entered the fire. You are stronger, wiser, and more aware. This is not weakness. This is power. You don't need their apology to heal. You don't need their validation to move on. You don't need to wait for closure from anyone but yourself. Stop waiting for closure. They They already showed you who they are. The rest is noise. The rest is your story to write. And in your story, you are the hero who rises from the ashes. Building your armor means creating a life that supports your healing. It means making choices that put your well-being first. It means setting routines that honor your body, mind, and heart. It means surrounding yourself with people who lift you up, not tear you down. This is your path forward. You will have bad days. You will feel weak sometimes. That's part of the process. But don't mistake weakness for defeat. Every time you choose to care for yourself, every time you face your pain instead of running from it, you are building strength. You are building armor. And that armor will keep you safe not from love, but from toxicity. Heartbreak is a brutal teacher. It's relentless and unforgiving. But it's also honest. It strips away illusions and forces you to see the truth about yourself and the people around you. You don't have to stay broken. You don't have to carry the weight of their mistakes. You get to build back stronger, wiser, and more resilient. This isn't about becoming unbreakable. Nobody is unbreakable. It's about becoming unshakable. About learning to stand firm in your worth, no matter what storms come your way. About understanding that strength is not a shield to keep love, but it's a foundation that lets you welcome the right love in without losing yourself. You are not the sum of the damage done to you. You are the sum of how you respond to it. Will you let heartbreak define you? Or will you let it refine you? The choice is yours. The fire is fierce, but so are you. Keep building. Keep protecting. Keep facing your scars without shame or fear. Your armor is your promise to yourself that no matter what happens, you will survive. You will heal. You will rise. This is the turning point. The moment where you stop being a victim of heartbreak and start being a warrior of your own life. The journey isn't over. It's just beginning. And the next step on this path is learning to trust Aginput smarter. To open your heart without shutting it down forever. To love with wisdom born from the fire, not fear born from the pain. Keep moving forward. You've got this. Chapter 9. Trust again but smarter. Don't close your heart forever. Trust feels like a weapon pointed right at your own soul after betrayal. It's sharp. It's dangerous. You want to protect yourself, so you shut down. You lock your heart away, slam the door so hard it echoes in the silence of your nights. But shutting down isn't protection, it's a prison. You're not safe inside those walls. You're trapped. And loneliness sneaks in to take its place. You don't have to trust blindly anymore. That's not the point. Trust isn't a gift you give freely to anyone and everyone. It's something you build brick by brick. It's a muscle. And just like any muscle, it can be weak, it can be injured, but it can be rebuilt. Slowly, carefully, intentionally. When you've been betrayed, every instinct screams at you to never open yourself up again. But closing your heart forever isn't strength. It's fear wearing a mask. Your heart wasn't made to stay shut. It was made to feel, to connect, to grow. You just need to learn how to protect it better this time. Start by learning to spot the red flags. They're there. You've seen them before, but maybe you ignored them. Maybe you talked yourself out of that uneasy feeling in your gut. That voice inside you that said, something's off. After heartbreak, that voice is your best friend. It's your early warning system. It's not paranoia, it's wisdom earned the hard way. Listen to your gut. When something feels wrong, pay attention. Don't brush it off because you want to believe in love again. Don't convince yourself that this time It's different. It might be different, but if your gut says no, respect that. You don't owe anyone your trust until they earn it. Not even the person who says all the right words. Not even the one who promises they've changed. Demand respect before love grows. Respect isn't negotiable. It's not a bonus or a favor. It's the foundation. Without respect, trust has nowhere to take root. If someone dismisses your feelings, ignores your boundaries, or makes you question your worth, that's a red flag waving in the wind. Don't wait for love to fix that. Love doesn't fix disrespect. Only you can decide what you will accept and what you won't. You might think you have to dive in head first to prove you're ready to trust again. You don't. Open your heart slowly, with eyes wide open. Let your guard down a little bit at a time. Test the waters. See if the respect, the honesty, the kindness is real and steady. Not just words, but actions repeated over time. Trust isn't a switch you flip. It's a door you unlock and open a crack at first, then a little wider, then maybe all the way. And if someone slams that door in your face, you have the power to close it again. You don't have to stay open all the time to everyone. You get to decide who deserves your light. Remember, shutting down your heart is like putting yourself in solitary confinement. It might keep the pain out for now, but it also keeps the healing in. You need to feel again, even when it hurts. You need to open again, even when it's scary. Because closing off forever is giving up on the possibility of love that honors you. You don't have to forget what happened. You don't have to pretend the betrayal didn't break you. But you do have to stop letting it define your future. Let the past be your teacher, not your jailer. Use what you've learned to protect yourself better, not to build walls that no one can climb. It's okay to be cautious. Be wary of who you let in. It's smart. It's wise. But don't mistake caution for coldness. There's a difference between protecting your heart and shutting it off. You deserve love that doesn't threaten your soul. Love that lifts you up instead of tearing you down. And here's a truth you have to hold on to. You don't have to prove you're trustable to everyone. You don't need to explain why you're guarded or why you take your time. This isn't about them anymore. This is about you, your healing, your peace, your growth. Start by setting small boundaries. If you're talking to someone new, notice how they respond when you say no or ask for space. Notice if they respect your time and your feelings. If they don't convince yourself they will change. They already showed you who they are. Believe it. Stop waiting for closure from the person who hurt you. You don't need their apology to heal. You need to believe in yourself enough to rebuild your trust on your own terms. Trust is a muscle, yes, but it's also a choice. Every day, you choose whether to open your heart a little more or to close it a little tighter. Choose to open it. Choose to heal. Choose to trust again but smarter. Not blindly, not recklessly, with eyes wide open and boundaries firmly in place. It's a process. Some days you'll feel brave. Other days you'll want to retreat. That's okay. Healing isn't linear. It's messy. It's raw. It's real. But every step you take toward trusting again is a step toward reclaiming yourself. You are not broken beyond repair. You are not damaged goods. You are human. You are deserving. You are capable of love that doesn't hurt. Love that respects you. Love that grows with you. So build your trust like you would rebuild a house after a storm. Start with a strong foundation. Lay each brick with care. Check for cracks. Reinforce the walls. And when the door is ready to open, do it slowly. carefully, with eyes wide open, because you deserve that. You deserve to love and be loved safely. You deserve to trust without fear, and you deserve to heal fully without closing your heart forever. Now hold on to this as you move forward. Trust again, but smarter. Protect your heart, but don't lock it away. The pain you felt is real, but it's not the end of your story. It's the beginning of a new chapter. You've faced the brutal truth. You've let go of what's dead. You've owned your broken pieces and cut toxic ties. You felt the pain, reclaimed your identity, and stopped playing the savior. You've built your armor. Now it's time to choose yourself every single day, because that is the ultimate act of love. Chapter 10. Choose yourself every single day. The ultimate act of love. You're not selfish for choosing yourself. You are not selfish for putting your peace above anyone's approval. This is survival. It's a radical act in a world that taught you to put others first, even when it hurt you. Toxic love thrives on your exhaustion, your second guessing, the way you shrink yourself to fit someone else's narrative. But survival demands something different. It demands you choose yourself every single day, no matter how hard it feels, no matter how much guilt tries to pull you back. Choosing yourself means saying no to chaos. It means creating space where your soul can breathe. It means refusing to let your worth be dictated by someone else's approval or indifference. This is hard. It's brutal. But it's the only way forward. You can't keep chasing ghosts, hoping someone will change, hoping love will suddenly look different. They already showed you who they are. This isn't about them anymore. It's about you. Self-love starts with rituals, not grand gestures. Small, consistent acts that say, I am worthy, I matter, my peace is non-negotiable. Start with daily affirmations. Look in the mirror and say, I'm enough, I am whole, I deserve to be treated with kindness. These words might feel foreign. They might feel heavy with doubt. That's okay. Keep saying them anyway. Over time, your mind will start to believe what your heart can't yet feel. Boundaries are your lifeline. They are not walls to keep love out. They are fences to protect your garden. You get to decide what you will accept and what you won't. This means no more answering texts that hurt you. No more showing up when you're not valued. No more pretending everything is fine when it's breaking you inside. Boundaries are scary because they bring confrontation. But without them, you're just handing over your power again and again, hoping for a different outcome. Stop. Draw the line. Choose yourself. Self-care is not pampering. It's survival too. It's the act of replenishing your soul when it's been drained by love that wasn't enough. It's the hot showers that wash away the cold nights of loneliness. It's the quiet moments with a book that remind you there's a world beyond heartbreak. It's the meals you cook because your body deserves nourishment, not neglect. It's the sleep you insist on even when your mind races with what-ifs. Self-care is the fire that rebuilds you after every collapse. You have to tend to it daily, and you choose yourself relentlessly. You break the cycle of toxic love. You become the person who won't settle for less than you deserve. This is transformative. It's not just about surviving one heartbreak. It's about building a foundation so strong that future love can't shake you. You stop chasing the approval that never came. You stop waiting for closure that was never going to happen. You stop believing the lies you told yourself to stay. Remember, you lost yourself trying to fit into a mold that wasn't made for you. You bent and broke to hold on to love that was never meant to hold you back. But now, choosing yourself means reclaiming who you are without apology. It means feeding your soul the truth that you are enough, just as you are. No more shrinking. No more hiding. No more hoping someone else will fix what only you can heal. This isn't a one-time choice. It's a daily battle. Some days, the old habits will whisper that you should settle, that your peace doesn't matter as much as keeping the relationship. Some days, the pain will claw at you, tempting you to go back to what's familiar. But every time you choose yourself, you weaken the hold toxic love has on you. Every time you say no to what hurts you, you say yes to your own healing. You don't need their apology to heal. You don't need their change to move forward. You need your own permission to put yourself first. This is the ultimate act of love, not for them, but for you. It's the foundation that supports every step you take toward freedom. Without it, you remain trapped in patterns that erode your soul. Start today. Pick one ritual. It could be the affirmation you say each morning. It could be setting a boundary about how you allow people to treat you. It could be a small act of self-care that fills your cup. Do it again tomorrow, and the next day, and the day after that. This is how change happens, not in leaps and bounds, but in steady, deliberate steps. Choosing yourself doesn't mean you won't feel pain. It means you refuse to let that pain define you. You hold your heart with care and respect. You give yourself the grace to heal, the space to grow. You become your own safe place when the world feels unsafe. And in that safety, real love becomes possible, not the toxic kind that breaks you down, but the kind that builds you up. You have to let go of the idea that love should hurt this way. You have to stop waiting for a love that never showed up. They already showed you who they are. This isn't about changing them. It's about changing your story. Choosing yourself every day writes a new chapter on where you are the hero, not the victim. One where your peace is the prize, not the casualty. This chapter isn't the end. It's the turning point. Because once you choose yourself, the way you love changes. The way you trust changes. The way you see your worth changes. And that foundation will carry you through the next steps of your journey. Next, you'll learn how to build the armor that strength forges, the strength born in the fire of heartbreak, the strength that no toxic love can burn away. You're not just surviving anymore. You're reclaiming your life. And it begins with choosing yourself. Every single day. You started this journey broken. Replaying pain like it was the only song you knew. But look at you now. You're learning to stand tall, steady in the storm that once tore you down. Detaching isn't giving up. It's taking back your power, your peace, your life. Heartbreak is not your identity. It's just a chapter, not your whole story. This is your moment to choose yourself, fiercely, unapologetically, to walk away from everything that doesn't honor your worth. Keep moving, keep healing. And remember, your heart isn't fragile, it's fierce. If you're ready to keep building that strength, subscribe and join this tribe of warriors who refuse to settle for broken love. Your best life is waiting. Go get it.